Okay, so I'm doing something a little bit different you may notice here. I am actually going to work for a short time on my chess book that I've been writing. So I ordered a proof paperback book, and my mom has proofread the first four chapters. And there are a few inconsistencies that I noticed, separate from what my mother mentioned that we've already fixed. So what I have open here, this program that you're seeing here, let's see here. It's called, okay, first of all, let me make sure that this is, yeah, let's see, is that correct there? I'm trying to get I'm trying to get it just right. I'm trying to get the look just right here. Um, yeah, let's see here. Trying to see here. Hmm. Still setting things up here. Let's see here. Okay, that's good. I'm going to restart the introduction. What you see here on the screen is an open source writing software known as Ghostwriter. Now, I don't know how well it's going to show this on the stream exactly because I'm capturing the window with OBS Studio, but this is the chess book I've been writing, and it's all written in plain text using Markdown. So Markdown is like a simple formatting thing. So for example, here you see a pound sign for a heading 1, 2 pound signs for a heading 2, and you see lists of things denoted by these dashes. Now, if we turn on the preview in HTML, then you're going to see some things here. On the left side is the actual plain text. On the right side, you see the rendered HTML version of the exact same thing. So you can see how Markdown translates into things. So you see the bullet point list of the chess variants and the chess software there, for example. That is important. So you can format things as if it's Microsoft Word, but by using plain text. And so one thing that's kind of interesting, I'm not sure if it's good or bad, is that the panes are separate. So you can modify the plain text on one side, but then you can preview it on the other side. So let's take a look here. Right here in chapter 1, we have a picture here. Now let's go down to chapter 1 here. Okay, let's see, where is chapter 1? There we are. So this is the basic same thing. See this image here, you see where I play chess online, the text here is right up here. So this right here is the same as this right here. But then it links to the URL of the image. So that exact picture is linked to within the Markdown document, which is a plain text file. And then on the right side, it shows it. Now, this is how I made my WordPress post on the blog. And in fact, all of this text is available on my WordPress website. So if we go back to the table of contents there, this is the plain text. It has the link to these things. Now, these things are not clickable because they're plain text. But if we go over here, let's see here, we're gonna go the hyperlink. Let's go to the introduction here. Let's go here, and then it takes us to the web page. Oh, except it's not showing because I'm just sharing the window of the program itself. Okay, so yeah, I'm not doing desktop, so it doesn't actually show you. Shows me, it just doesn't show you. But basically it works. So anyway, this program is called Ghostwriter. If we do about here, It's not showing on the screen for whatever odd reason. It's just, it has a pop-up that it's only showing me. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to actually switch to desktop capture. I'm just going to capture my entire desktop because what I want to show you here is how the markdown text translates to the formatted text on the right side. So then now, if I were to click the link here on the right side, it opens to the blog page that also contains the table of contents. This is all public on my blog. Chapter 0 is the introduction. And that all makes sense. This is my website, so it's really fancy. It's pretty cool. Now this program is called Ghostwriter. We're going to, it shows it. It's a free and open source program. Let's see here. I'm also deeply indebted to Wolf Volprecht, the author of UberWriter, for the inspiration providing in creating such a beautiful markdown editing tool. Let's see what UberWriter is. Okay, that website no longer exists. That's too bad. Anyway, the point is this program is great because it lets me write my book, the plain text. It's all plain text, no Microsoft Word required here, not even LibreOffice at this stage. But then every time I link to the image, then it actually has a real image here. Now that I have basically in this book I have, let's see here, how many chapters? I have 8 chapters basically in the table of contents here. And I also have a 9th chapter which is not in the table of contents because the paperback is not complete. I'm going to perhaps post this on my blog after I get the paperback right. So right now you're only seeing this on the screen here because this is not actually posted on my blog here. Okay. It goes through some commands I can use to turn it into a LibreOffice file. That's some technical details, mostly for my own remembering. But anyway, here's what I need to do here. There are some things that need to be changed here. And what I'm going to actually do here is there are some inconsistencies in how I spelled things. So I need to go to, okay, we're going to do a find and replace because I was inconsistent when I was spelling the word chess. Let's look at this. Now, in that case, chess is meant to be lowercase because it's just part of the link. It's not meant to be capitalized. Whereas in the title of the book, it is capitalized, you'll notice. And let's see here. I'm trying to figure out the, okay, match case. Let's turn match case on. Okay, so here's what we want to find places where the word chess exists. You see, here's the thing. Sometimes I capitalized chess, but there were other times I did not capitalize it. And honestly, I'm not even sure right now. I'm not even sure if I should be capitalizing the word chess or not. I'm not even sure. Actually, let me try something. I'm gonna Google search here. Should the word chess be capitalized? Because we know that it's the name of the game. Okay, names of variations. Okay, lowercase. Names of variations and other terminology aren't capitalized either. Those of strategy games, such as chess and checkers, are lowercase too. But note, Chinese checkers are names of tile games, such as dominoes. Oh, so this is daily writing tips. Okay, let's see here. I need to view this web page here. Okay. How do you style the first letter of words for games and similar entertainment? Default setting is lowercase, though of course there are exceptions. Let's see here. Um, hmm. Wait, no, stupid pop-up. I don't want that. Okay, those of strategy games such as chess and checkers are lowercase too, but note Chinese checkers are as are names of tiles such as dominoes. Traditional children's games like tag and hopscotch and those with more complex names such as capture the flag, hide and seek, and king of the castle need no special emphasis either. Brand names of trademarked games like Monopoly, Scrabble, and Chutes and Ladders are capitalized, but note that it is not necessary to use registration symbols with them. You will of course note the R in a circle adjacent to the brand name on the game itself and in printed and online literature published by the company, as well as in written materials of any company. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. But it sounds like it is acceptable in English to leave chess as lowercase. It doesn't have to be capital every single time. So maybe that part of the book is fine as it is. Maybe that's fine. Also, I'm gonna look something up. Actually, okay, we're gonna define Libre, Libre as in LibreOffice, Merriam-Webster. Okay. The following two entries include the term Libre. Let's see here. Okay. That's weird. That's strange. That's not what I was looking for. Okay, here we go. Here's Wiktionary. Okay, Wiktionary I like. Libre. Okay, especially the little free independent is borrowed from the French libre, at liberty, free, clear, vacant, free, without obligation. Okay, software with very few limitations on distribution or improvement, and three, not enslaved, are either borrowed from the French word or the Spanish libre, free, not enslaved or imprisoned. Let's see here. Let's see, Spanish. Interesting. Okay, so in Spanish, libre is a word that means free. Okay. Okay, this is very interesting information. Okay. I'm gonna go to Google Translate. Okay. Google Translate. I need to use Google Translate here. Okay. So we're gonna have okay, we're going to do English. Okay, let's see here. So we want the first language to be English. Okay, where is English? Okay, here's English, and we're going to translate to French. Okay, so if we do free, libre. So literally, free gets translated as libre. That's cool. Now, freedom, liberty. Oh, freedom is liberty, like the Statue of Liberty. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's a way to
Liberté.
liber liberté.
Liberté.
Okay. Let's just go back to free. Libre.
Libre. Libre.
It's like libre when you pronounce it in French. Now, other ways to say this:
Gratuit.
gratuit, free, complimentary. That sense of free.
Exempt.
Exempt, yeah, exempt. So the word free can have different meanings, and in French there are different words representing those different meanings there. Okay, so that makes sense. Now, here's what we're gonna do. Let's look up book. Okay, book is libre. Let's see.
livre, livre,
livre instead of libre. So the words, French words for book and free are actually very similar. So if we do free book, interesting. Now it says livre gratuit, whereas if you just do free, it could be libre. Huh. That's very interesting. But now here's what we're going to do. Let's do Spanish. I'm going to go to Spanish here because I'm curious about something. I have to scroll all the way down to the S's for Spanish. Okay. So free. Okay. Oh, interesting. So free in Spanish is gratis, but in French, gratuit is also a way to say it in French, along with libre. Okay, so but anyway, let's go back to Spanish and then let's do book. Libro. Okay, so libro is a book, paper, workbook, books, textbook.
libro,
Libro.
libro,
And then,
reserva,
okay, reservation, booking, book, reserved. So that kind of booking, like booking an appointment or a restaurant table. Okay. And then,
reservar,
yeah, so to book is like a verb and a noun in that sense. So we have libro, which is book in Spanish there. Is this the actual Google Translate here? Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do book is book is libro. Yeah, and then free. Okay, wait. Free in Spanish is. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, so, huh. Wait. Oh, I'm seeing it. Oh, it's showing everything. Okay, yeah, okay. So if we do book, okay. So book is libro. Okay, book is libro, and then free can also be interesting. Huh. Libron. Yeah, I don't understand it all because I'm not that familiar with translation stuff. I only know English, but libre, libro, library, libertarian. Interesting. Wow. Okay. I'm just fascinated with the concept of the word, how library. So let's look up library in Spanish. Oh, it's biblioteca, a library, book, un libro biblioteca, or el catalogo. Yeah, that works too. Okay, now let's go back to French. I want to see what library in French is. Okay. I love how I can use Google Translate on all these different languages. Like this is a library book. Okay. Bibliotheque. Bibliotheque. Okay.
bibliothèque, bibliothèque,
Bibliothèque.
library, bibliothèque,
Okay. Interesting. Now what happens if I do Libre? Now, Libre, okay. book is liber. Okay, so book is libre here,
livre,
livre.
livre,
But then okay, but then free is gratuit. Very interesting. Okay, I'm gonna start translating. I'm gonna translate from Spanish to English. We're gonna do libre book, libre. Okay, 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 libre, free book, free book. Now is okay, but if I reverse the order of the words, does it make any difference? I don't know. Libre, libre. Okay, libre, libre means free book. Okay, this is cool. Libre, libre. Or wait, or is it? Yeah, because libre meaning free and libre. Okay,
libre livre, free book, libre livre, free book,
okay. This is fascinating. This is like truly fascinating here.
libre livre, libre livre, free book,
Okay, that's what I needed to know. That's truly what I needed to know there. Okay, libre, libre. Okay, I'm going to. Okay, I know this is gonna seem strange, but well, I'll figure that out later. Okay, yeah, okay, I'm gonna close that out, and then I'm gonna go back to what I'm focusing on here. So when it came to the chess notation, there are some things that I need to adjust here. So for example, let's find any place where I did d4. Okay. Okay, so yeah, d4. Now there were some times where I had done e4. Okay, where is it? Okay. So I had capitalized the chess notation in certain places. And what I need to do is I need to replace I need to replace all occurrences of E4 capital with lowercase e4. So we're going to replace. Okay. Yeah, let's replace all. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is a way of fixing the errors I made. So for example, every time that I did, okay, so E4 needs to be changed to E4. Okay, we got that. And then we have D4. It needs to be replaced. Okay, there we are. We need to make sure they're all lowercase. We need them to be lowercase. Okay. And how about C4? Okay. Have we found? Okay. Yeah, see, I have to replace. Oh crap. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay, we're going to discard. Okay. There's no shortcuts. I accidentally replaced all occurrences of C4 with E4. Okay, I did not mean to do that. Okay, so that's the way it is. So here, okay, I need to go back. I need to go find that file, And even though there are some inconsistencies in it, okay, 852, that's when the file had previously been updated. Now, let me show you what this looks like in actual Notepad. In just plain old Notepad here, it's just plain text and there's no preview like there is in Ghostwriter. But Ghostwriter makes it a lot easier to see that the images are working correctly. I suppose this book is something that I will have to work on in my own time. I've written a lot. I still have a lot more work to do, obviously, with it, but it's happening. I've been working on that book a lot, but I need a break from working on my book. I finished school, by the way, so okay, yeah, interesting. Okay, so I finished school. This is weird. This is very weird. So I'm going to relax for a bit, and this will be okay. Here we are. Chess. All right, here we are. So here's what we got going on. Okay, here we are now. All right. This will be the official start of, okay, let me get set up here. Hello, I am Chastity. Welcome to the March 30th episode of, of Chess of the Day. This is March 30th, 2025, and this is Chess of the Day. Now, I was working on my chess book. I was also working on school. I'm done with school. That course, I'm not graduated till July. But anyway, the point is, I'm going to do my short thing. I don't plan to do it that long because I am tired, and I may still want to work on my chess book a little bit more because I've been working on it. It's pretty cool. I have 8 chapters so far, and I intend it to be the biggest resource I've ever written on the game of chess. And I still have a lot to learn and we'll have to update it, maybe write more chess books, add more to the first book. We'll see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Anyway, but now it's time for the mandatory classical game of chess on lichess.org. I said it right this time. It's you don't say it Lichess, it's Lichess. I need to remember in all my streams to say Lichess. Lichess as in Libre, like LibreOffice. So LibreChess, LibreOffice, same thing. Libre is a French word that means free. So it's like free chess. And it's French word because French has a highly strong influence on the game of chess. It's important to know that. Like the en passant rule, which is actually French. Anyway, the game has begun here. We have this, yeah, we captured that pawn because that pawn didn't capture us, we captured it, which means now it's time to get that pawn there. We're going to chase that knight away. Now we've got both of those pawns active. And then we're going to advance this pawn just a little bit more there. So now I've got both my pawns in the center there. I've chased that knight around a few times. Okay. Now we're going to try something a little bit funny here. Let's try check. Let's try that. We're going to try, okay, so now see, we put them in check, and then, okay. Now we're going to do something a little strange. Yeah, this is strange, all right. We're going to retreat the bishop. That knight will probably take, oh, they did not in fact take the bishop. But because we've moved that bishop out, Now we can simply move the king. We're going to move the king. We're not going to put anything else in the way. We're just going to simply move the king, and we're going to see how it goes from here. Now the king over there has castled. I find that fascinating. Now we're going to get this moved here. Okay, there's that. There's that and that. Oh, I see what they're doing now. I see the plan. I see the evilness of the plan here. We're going to block that rook from coming down there because that would be very bad if it came down there. Okay. Now we have this. We're going to capture back that. Now they're going to want to move their bishop probably. They did not move the bishop in fact, but we're going to advance this pawn and threaten the bishop that way. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to do something a little different. We're going to put this bishop right here. That bishop will capture that bishop. Then my knight will capture back. Okay, that's how it goes. Okay, I see. Now we're going to get this queen moved to safety here. This is a pretty wild game, but so far we're pretty even. This is a pretty good game. Let's see here. Now this king can't castle anymore. We have to find a way to wait a minute. Oh, I see how this is. Okay, we have to get this rook behind that knight. That's what we have to do. Okay. Let's try moving this knight right over here. I'm going for something. I don't know if it'll work though. Okay. Yeah, I don't like the look of that. But see, I can't really move that. Okay, we're going to ignore that. We're going to take a risk. We're going to go here. Let's see if we can set up the checkmate. Okay, yeah, they put a stop to that real quick, I see. Okay, let's try that. Now that was dumb. Why did I do that? Okay, that was kind of stupid. We're going to get the king moved out of the way there. Um, And now we're going to try. We're going to see if we can get them to capture that. Oh no. Now they're doing that nonsense. Okay, oh, I see. Oh, so that's how it is. Okay. We have to. Okay, we're gonna put the queen there. Oh crap. Oh crap. I lose. Okay, that was sad. Okay. To save time, we're just going to resign there. That was not good. That was not good. Okay, new opponent. That that was dumb. We can do another classical game. I know I can do better than that. Okay. Also, to help me relax some more, I'm going to eat some chips while I play chess. I know this is gonna be crazy, but I'm going to eat some chips. Got Doritos, sweet and spicy chili Doritos. Yeah.
trying to inspire people to play chess. My plans were good, but the execution was a mess. If people don't know how to start, then they will never know that chess is art. I decided to write my own chess book with large pictures for people to take a look. The new player needs some motivation before they even know chess notation. My graphic design was quite berserk. Most of my time was spent on artwork. They needed to be the right size. I failed so many of my tries. I never give up because I am a nerd.